Road as well. You join me on a damp, cloudy Monday morning. I just want to... I've just been into the builders merchants I use, right? Now, they have 3, if not 4 of them in Lincoln. And I was at top end of town about a month ago. And I bought a 66 cheap, we call them Wayneys around here because they go horizontal rather than vertical, the panels, like the boards. Something lap they used to be called, I think, as well. I've got proof of how much I paid for this panel, right? And it was £24 including VAT. So I've just asked him for a quote for 18 of them, and it's coming back at the cheapest I can do them for is £30.60 or something like that. And apparently it's because that place uses a different supplier to the place at the top of town. And I'm just like, surely you'd want to keep your places consistent. And like, you just set a price and that's it wherever I go, or whichever store I use, that's the price you get. So this is a slight word of warning to people that maybe use building merchants and stuff like that. Because like I've just said to him, you're meant to be matching the place that I was using before, and you are dearer still. And I can get, well, what they're dearer before in VAT. So like, I don't know what it is. It is what it is, isn't it? Anyway, I'm on my way to Gainsborough, which is about a 25-minute drive. So I'm going to waffle for a little bit and show you the jobs that I've got to do. Like I say, this could go one of 2 ways. I'm not sure who's in these places now because they may have been filled. So they are people that have lost their way in life or had trouble and they just need help getting back on their feet, from what I can gather. You know, so if there's a lot of people have moved in, I don't want to be filming because I don't know who they are and stuff like that. So there we go. But it's an interesting one. I've got a few visits. I think it's about 6 properties to visit today. I've allowed 2 days for this. I don't know why. 2 are good size and the other 4 aren't really. They're just a bit of weeding, just to get them looking presentable for when people actually move in. They're just mainly yards actually, because in Gainsborough that's mainly what you've got, unless you go to Lee, which is just before, and Martin, and then there's a place outside of Gainsborough. I can't remember the name of it, the other side of it. Take out the back of my throat. Let me just get around this roundabout. I'd apologise for going quiet, but I think me checking on the road's a little bit more important than chatting shit. Excuse me, that really tickled the back of my throat. So what was I saying? Yeah, so it's not my usual sort of thing, because like I said on the last commercials, if these were domestic or anything like that, I wouldn't entertain them because they're just not worth it. But it's not that I can get to charge a little bit more, but because it's only a one-off, I can charge just a little bit more. I did give them a price to maintain it on a monthly basis, but looking through the emails that I've been getting, they're happy with the price to initially sort them out and then just go as and when needed. So it means I get to charge them a bit more, because what will happen is somebody will move in, they'll not take care of their garden, it'll be overgrown again, and I get to come and sort it out. So, you know, it's not a bad thing. I quite like getting in with these people in a way. I mean, sometimes it has its perks because you don't get bothered by people. You haven't got a commitment on a regular basis to be there. You go in, you get the job done, you walk away, and that's it. But then on the other side, sometimes it can take you quite a while to get paid. So this is the 2nd or 3rd of September now, I think. So I am doing this in the presumption that I'm not going to get paid till the end of September, which isn't. I'm not fussed because I'm under that impression anyway. Not one person spoke about about payment or how long it takes, but pretty standard. I know a lot of people there are going to be screaming at me saying, well, you should be paid on the day when you've finished and stuff, but it doesn't work like that. There's a process. There's always a process. Even when you're working, there's always a process of you get there, you start, you make a mess, you clean up, and you finish off, and it looks fantastic. So, you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, a process. I've got to go do the work, then they've got to make a work order for me to do the work. I've got to accept it, and then I go do the work, and then I send them a quote, and they have to send it to whoever they send it to, and they have to approve, make sure it's done, and everything's up to satisfactory. So there's a process. That's all I'm going to say. But while I'm chatting shit, and I am on my way to this place, and I've got another 20-minute drive yet. I just want to put my 2 pence worth into this little bit of a debate or debacle, or like I've seen a few videos. Guilty Gardener, Reese, you always like to stick a spanner in the works, but that's why we like you, because whatever, if everyone was the same, it'd be fucking boring, wouldn't it? So mow, blow and goes. I absolutely love them, really. Not as much as I used to, but that's because I'm getting a bit older and I just can't be doing my rushing around like a headless chicken. I'd rather just be at one job all day, earn the same amount, and then come home. But you know, I think, to be honest, guys, I think Reese's issue wasn't more about the work that's done, as in like mow, blow and go. They are perfectly fine. If someone's willing to offer that and someone's willing to accept that, then that's what it is. I think what it boils down to, and I think he made a point of this, I can't remember his video, I watched it a while ago now, is the fact that they label themselves as a gardener. What do you guys reckon? You know, when I put in my advertising and all that sort of stuff, they ask you what you are, and it is very limited. You're either a landscaper, technician, teacher, gardening, that sort of thing. So you have to label yourself as something. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10, when someone's phoning up for a gardener, they either just want the grass cutting or they just want weeding done. You know, and for me, if somebody asks for a gardener, I want to be there January to December, if the garden obviously warrants it. Otherwise, I just class them as a grass cut, and I ain't got much investment in it. And I want to be there a bare minimum of twice a month, because there's always something to do, and it's not just trim and go. You will be weeding, you'll be on your hands and knees weeding, you'll be pruning, you'll be cutting hedges, chopping trees back, everything. So I see your point, Reese. They shouldn't really be labelled as gardeners, but you don't really get the choice when you're advertising and stuff. It's a grass cutter. When I first started this business, I did actually advertise just as a gardener, and I wanted more fencing and bigger work. And I spoke to somebody that I used to work alongside when he needed a hand. I used to go and help him and stuff. I was like, how do you get so much fencing? It's like, because I label myself as a fencer. If I look for a fencer, I wouldn't go for a gardener, and I wouldn't go for a gardener if I wanted a fencer. I wouldn't go for a fencer if I needed a gardener. So, you know, that's how it works. So you do need to label yourself. The one thing that really gripes me about people is when I do mow, blow and goes, which I've only got 1 day a fortnight now for them, is when they stand there and turn around and say to people, oh, I've got a gardener, or this is my gardener, and I just stand there and look at them and go, no, I'm not. Well, that's if I'm there, obviously. You know, I stand there and I think to myself, I'm not being labelled as your gardener when all you ask me to do is mow, blow and go. Because somebody will look in that garden and go, man, fucking, that's a shit here. Because I have a couple of gardens, and I'll show you them on the next round, which is next Tuesday. And they are tips. I mean, one of them I've absolutely actually both of them I've stripped back at one point. But at one, I think it was last year, I absolutely stripped the hell out of it, like took it right back, took it absolutely everything out, and they've just left it to go to tips, to the absolute mess again, right? And if you're going into someone's garden and they tell you they've got a gardener and all that is done is the grass is cut, you're just going to look really bad on your business, aren't you? So, you know, it is, it's not very good, is it? But there we go. I'm going to stop waffling because I'm going to run out of shit to say, and you're going to be bored of listening to me, because the first 10 minutes of this is me waffling on. There we go. So, I'll see you at the job. My first job this morning is a gate, installing a gate, and there is about 5, maybe 6. No, it's not. It's about it's about 3 meters of close boarding. There's a 2 panels on the wall. It's only about 3 foot tall. I've got to replace that. So we'll see you at the job site. All right, guys. So this is one thing that fucks me off about commercials, right? So I've been communicating with these people for 2 months now. I visited this 3 weeks ago at least, and there was needles in this garden, right? and it was, I can, even in the email, she's like, we've been to these places and it's all cleared out, there's nothing in there. What, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. It's Trent Street, right, which is I'm at now, and so I know it's all been cleared. There's nothing in the garden apart from obviously weeds, because that's why I'm here. And the fence. So I was like, oh, okay, that's fair enough. It's been done, I know, what can I do? There's not really a great deal I can do about it. Turned up today, look at this. All they've done is push the shit out the garden, look, which is fair enough because they're getting someone to collect it. Right? There's fucking shit everywhere. Bricks and all sorts. No, bricks aren't bothering me, but it's just fucking... It's like the first job. Replace this with some Feveridge boarding, put a new gate on, and clear all the weeds. So I was going to film on this one. But I can hear the kids next door, and as I'm taking the fence down, I don't want to let them in shot. But you know how much of a shit all the place is when you've got back streets, and it's just full of crap. Look. I don't know if you can see that down there. Oh, my hand. That way. Up here. I've just moved a trolley as well. Alright, I'm glad to be finished in this one. So we've put a gate in. Excuse that cut down there, you probably never notice unless I point it out, but that wall is like that, so straight cut isn't really going to cut it. All nice and clear now. The weeds are gone. Tell you what's it showing a small garden. There we go, makes it easy, doesn't it? You can see that. Nice gate installed. You'll be trash within a week. And the fence. Alright, just if I can zoom you out. So this is the second property. So I got clear the front. I think she said take the rows out from memory. So just clearing the weeds in the front. Straight through to the back. So, excuse me, something's tickling my throat. So it's just a matter of getting these weeds out. I think there's a bed here. Yeah, there's a bed there. It comes all the way down here. So it's just a lot of buying weed, a lot of rubbish really. It won't take too long to clear this. Alright guys, this one was a bit tougher than I thought it was going to be. Actually no, it's not. It's just the fact that it pissed it down halfway through. So there we go, there's the front. A bit better. I might see if they want that filling in. There's this whole pathway you could do with like just a top coat on it, I think. Just to make it look a bit prettier. I'll break it up and sort it out. On the back. You can see how wet it's been with the mist on the camera. So this isn't pretty whatsoever, but it's just to get it clear. I've got to come back out with a blower actually and a sprayer, so it's not totally finished yet, but finished enough for me to show you so I can crack on and get out of here. I mean, who knew there's a path down the middle on this shit here. I did tell him that I don't take away rubble, so it's going to stay there now. Alright, this is Trinity in Gainsborough. So it's just clear all the weeds out the gravel here along the front. Look, it shouldn't take too long because it's only gravel. It should just pull out nicely. Famous last words, eh? Same as the last two places. I should have been done by now, really. I would like to have been done by now, but I'm going to be here all day, I think. But it's worth a trip, I suppose. Hey up. So I've got all the way up here. Now I'm only responsible for the two patches either side. So once it gets up to here, and it gets to those houses, I have nothing to do, but it's just that bit there. Hey up, mate. So yeah, all the way up. Alright guys, just finished this one up. I should really, actually I'm going to come back and do this ivy in a second. I forgot about it. So all these borders are done. Remember, I'm not in charge of any of the houses. They're meant to do that themselves. So yeah, I'm done. All the weeds are gone. Oh, I just spotted one. There's always bloody one, isn't there? No, some guy picked it up. All this. Remember, I'm not involved in any of the rubbish. They just want the weeds gone. Somebody else is coming back to tidy all the... There you go. Yeah, someone's coming back to tidy up all the rubbish. Right, so the next one on the list. So it's this pathway down here. Trim the edges and cut that with a mower. And then all the way down here. All the way down. So all I'm going to do is hit this bad boy with a strimmer
I thought there was a lot more gravel and stuff in this one, but it's clearly just thingy, so I'm just going to hit it with a strimmer. Alright guys, I'm not going to get out there because this place is terrible. So, it's just I'd say a quick one. It's been about an hour just to string all this shit down. Give it a blow. I've had to blow it 3 times. Strimmed it twice because obviously the first time you get lots of crap build up. You can't always see everything, can you? So it looks a lot better. It's a lot tidier. And just over here. It looks a mess. I don't like leaving shit like that, but price depicts everything, unfortunately. And the last one I got, guys, is pretty fucking simple. So there's not really much in here, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to charge them for it because I've been here all day. I can't get in the back because the gate's locked. I can't gain access through the property, so there's not really a great deal to do, so I'll just clean this front and cover off. So there you go guys, I just weeded the front. I got that done. Took 10 minutes I think. Trying to turn the engine on with no keys. So that's it guys. 4 in a little bit I suppose, gardens. That 5th one really wasn't worth stopping for. And I wish, to be honest, I realised where it was because I was working that one that you saw me that took the rose out the front garden. Here's literally the street after it. So I've gone from that street down that way. No, sorry, that way, this way, that way, and then back this way. I had to think then, bloody hell. But I don't know what it is. I get so knackered just recently. It's unreal. Like, that shouldn't have been hard work. I don't know if it's because it's muggy or anything, but you know when it's really hot or muggy, it just takes 5 times longer, doesn't it? But, I enjoyed this journey. Not that you saw me do any work, but you get to see some insight to what I'm still doing. I've done a bit of fencing recently. Not that you didn't think I would be, but I'm just saying, you know, got some fencing done. Took a shed stroke garage down. Bit of a random thing to be doing, but they wanted it done, so it's come down. What else has been happening? Yeah, that's about it. Like I say, just been getting lots of little commercials now. After I've put this in, I've got the day off tomorrow now because I've got all of them done today. There was actually meant to be a lot more on the list, but when we actually got to the properties, there was absolutely nothing left to do. Not left to do, there was nothing to do. Like on that last property, there's just a few little weeds at the front, so I've cleared them because they've asked me to do it. Because I couldn't get in the back, there's only about 5 weeds that stick out, and that's why I'm quite happy just to leave it, because I'll just email them, I'll be like, it just wasn't really worth it, you know. I'll just charge you 20 quid or something for the front if I can be arsed, and we'll go from there. But I've got to go to Gainsborough, so I might see if they're free tomorrow to go to meet me in Gainsborough or in Gainsborough, Grantham. I'll just grab a cup of water. That ivy had a lot of dust in it, it was horrible. I've had my 3rd one of them today. That's 3 litres, well it's not yet, but once I finish that one it'll be 3 litres of water. I don't think you need to know that, but I'm just saying. Yeah, so I'll go meet them in Grantham to see some houses, and if they're like this, I might just pass it on to someone else because it's got to be worth the travel. It's a good 45 minute to an hour drive from where I live, so it has to be at least 5 or more houses, and that has to be worth at least £50 a house to actually go that far. Otherwise it's not worth travelling out that far because it's 2 hours either way out my day before I've even done any work. So yeah, but I'm knackered. I'm going because you don't need to listen to me drone on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.